coming with me.
Ooh, ooh, why you gotta be so rough, Ma? Ooh, ow.
Hi guys, welcome to Bel Air Dental Clinic. How can I help you?
Yeah, we're here for my son's appointment.
Okay, and name please?
Well,
Will. Okay, oh, and you guys are from Vancouver and you're just visiting in Bel Air. Okay, sounds good. Just take a seat and your dental hygienist will be out soon to get you.
okay.
Hi guys, I'm Kara. I'm gonna be your dental hygienist today, so you guys can just follow me right into my office. Okay, Will, so I've heard all about you from my colleague in North Vancouver, and he sent me over a few of your x-rays to have a look at. So I see, most importantly, you've got a chipped tooth. One of your front teeth is chipped, but there's also a couple of other problems going on, so I thought that I could show you your x-rays and we could talk about the rest of the problems.
Yeah, it's being too rough on damn playgrounds.
I'm the prince of damn playgrounds. What you talking about?
Okay, well, like I said, there's another couple problems going on, so I'll show you guys the x-rays and you guys will have a better idea of what we can do to fix these problems, okay? So I'd like to show you your first radiograph here of your chipped tooth. Okay, so here's an x-ray picture of that front tooth that you chipped when you fell on the playground. Now, as you can see, there's the piece missing and then there's also a crack going up the rest of the tooth. This is a type of trauma, one of the most common. Lucky for you, your dentist will most likely be able to fill in that chip and make your tooth look normal again.
See, Mama, I told you were being crazy. Ain't nothing to worry about. They can fix it brand new.
No, I ain't crazy. You the one crazy.
Hang on, you guys, hang on. That's not the only problem going on here. There's a couple more problems that I want to talk about, and then you guys can deal with this later, okay? The next thing that I want to tell you about is something called a root fracture. Okay, so I've pulled up another radiograph here, so I can show you what a root fracture looks like. Do you see that dark line running through the root? Dark areas in an x-ray signify empty space, which are known as radiolucencies. That dark line is a radiolucent area because it is broken, so it is considered a root fracture. It is not as common as the type of fracture that you have, but this can happen as a result of an accident like falling on the playground. This could have happened to your chipped tooth, and the only treatment for it is having the tooth extracted, so you're lucky that this didn't happen.
I don't want to get no teeth pulled out.
Well, in this case you're safe, but worse still, there's something else that can happen from a fall or a traumatic blow, and it's called avulsion. This is another radiograph that I brought up of an avulsed central. This means that the tooth has fallen completely out of the socket, and because you have almost all of your adult teeth now, you would lose that tooth forever and you'd have to get an implant if this happened to you.
I didn't know my tooth could come right out. I thought it was in there real good.
See, son? If you ain't careful, these bad things could happen.
Your teeth are more fragile than you might think. Now let's look at a couple other things that are going on in your mouth. So this is a picture of your premolar teeth. See how at the end of your root it is blunted instead of pointy? That's being caused by something called external resorption. This is something you can't see or feel. It will only show up on an x-ray.
Oh, how does this happen? Is there any way to fix it?
Well, it can be caused by a number of things. It can be caused by impacted teeth. It could be caused by trauma from grinding, if there were any tumors or cysts or anything in the mouth. But in your son's case, it's most likely caused by trauma. So unfortunately, there isn't an effective treatment for it, but it doesn't affect overall function, so it's not one of the biggest concerns right now. I just wanted to let you know that it was there and what it was most likely caused from.
I didn't know that there was so many things going on with his teeth.
Unfortunately, there's a couple more things that we need to talk about that may be the most serious. So there's another type of resorption that your son may have that's called internal resorption. So this is similar to external resorption, except as you can see, it is happening inside of the tooth, meaning is it associated with the pulp cavity of the tooth. So you see how with this one, the dark area is right in the middle. The pulp cavity, as you can see in here, is a darker area within each tooth that supplies the teeth with their nerves and nutrients. I'll let Dr. Iwata explain the treatment for this type of trauma. Okay, so here is the doctor now.
Thank you, Kara.
Turn these over to you.
Thank you. Hello.
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 I'm Dr. Iwata. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Your
to
name
meet
is?
you. Will.
Will. Nice to meet you.
I'm the mom.
You're the mom.
Mhm.
Very nice to meet you. I see you've had some accidents here. What happened?
Well, there was a couple of guys and they were up to no good and they started causing trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight.
And I got scared.
Whoa. pretty serious. Okay, so as my hygienist was mentioning to you before about internal resorption, she was talking to you about that earlier? Okay, on your x-rays? Okay, so that could be caused from the trauma that happened, so I'm assuming you were possibly punched?
Like I said, I got in one little fight.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is most likely caused from an inflammatory response in your pulp. And basically, there's only two types of therapy that could be used. They're called endodontic therapy. So both treatments, one treatment would include something called a root canal therapy. And then the other one is called, basically we would extract your tooth and we replace it with an implant. Okay, so those are the two options for her.
Okay, whew. That sounds so much better than an extraction.
Yeah, okay, so you're kind of leaning towards the root canal therapy? Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to go over a couple more of your x-rays because I see a couple more hidden spots in there, okay?
Sounds good, dog.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay. So this tooth here, see how the pulp is quite light in color?
I see it.
Okay, good. Just to let you know, this is not a positive sign. A possibility is that the pulp may have been destructed from trauma, which is also known as pulpal obliteration. This is known as a type of pulpal lesion. So Will, usually I would treat this type of incident with a root canal therapy. If the damage were a little bit more extensive, then I'd have to be using extraction on your tooth. So how do you feel about another root canal therapy?
What's wrong with you, son? If you ain't careful, all these teeth will be gone.
I'm sorry, Mama. I don't want to lose any of my teeth. That root canal treatment sounds good to me.
Okay. Let's take another look at one of your teeth here. The pulp portion is a lot lighter in color as opposed to the rest of the tooth. Lighter areas on an x-ray are known as radiopacities, which indicate that area of the tooth is thicker. The pulp in your tooth here is quite light, meaning that it is hardened. It could be a pulpal stone or pulpal sclerosis. If the pulp chamber shape has been enlarged, this indicates a pulp stone. If the pulp chamber shape has not been enlarged, pulpal sclerosis is more likely. Pulpal sclerosis is when the nerves and tissues in the pulp overgrow and harden. It can occur at the same time as pulpal obliteration, which usually comes from trauma. So Will, do you feel any sensitivity or pain while you eat?
No, not at all, Doc.
Okay, so it's most likely pulpal sclerosis that's going on in your tooth.
Claire, what? That sounds so serious. There's a lot of fixing to be done here.
Yeah, I guess my mouth really got turned upside down, Mama. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, well, why don't we just take this conversation to my office and we'll discuss further treatment, okay?
Okay, let's go ahead.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in, you guys. It was really nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Will
nice to
and
meet
Mom.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc.
Hi guys.
Hello, hello.
So let me just calculate your total. Okay, so your guys' total comes to $44,000. How are you guys going to be paying today? Okay, so your guys' total today comes to $44,000.
Since the damage isn't extensive, an extraction probably isn't necessary. So how do you guys feel about another root canal therapy?
Oh, what's wrong with you, son? If you ain't careful, all these teeth will be gone.
I'm so
So, kid, usually I would treat your tooth.
Impacted teeth. It can be caused by grinding or bruxism.
Wait, sorry, my finger's going in front of the camera. Sorry.
On a radiograph, it looks trauma, intrusion, extrusion, 2122, luxational. In North Vancouver.
Something like that.
That's perfect.
This is another radiograph.
Ooh, why you gotta be so rough, Ma? Ooh.